Okay, so for now, what we're going to learn is we're going to learn algebraic solving. So there are a few golden rules that you need to know. Number one, the golden rule you need to know is the right-hand side must always be 0, no matter what you do. If it's not 0, you need to make it 0. How to make it 0? Move the terms to the left-hand side. But of course, there are certain special cases where your right-hand side do not need to be equal to 0. The only special case is later, we'll go through that. So once we make the right-hand side equal to 0, the next key thing you need to take note of is to factorize, which we have already learned last time too, on how to factorize. And once you factorize, you need to find the value of the unknown, be it x or a or b or y or any alphabet that the question gives you. Now, you need to take note that sometimes you have fraction over fraction. So whenever you have fraction over fraction, you must make sure that the left-hand side has only one fraction. And how to make it one fraction? The denominator needs to be the same. And the right-hand side must also only have one fraction by making the denominator the same. And once you do that, you can use this technique called cross multiply. So what is cross multiply about? For example, you already have one fraction. AB is equal to C over D. So to do cross multiplication means it will cross. And the keyword is multiply. So if I cross means the D will go to the A. So at the end of the day, it will be a times D is equal to a C times B. And that is what we'll get at the end of the day when we cross multiply. So let's look at this one. The first step. What is the first step we must always make sure of? What is the first step we always have to make sure of? Let's read out. So now let's look at this question. Is the right-hand side 0? Does it satisfy? Yes. Next, what's the next thing we have to do? Factorize. So let's look at this. Is this factorized? Yes or no? Is it factorized? Yes. No, it's not factorized. So how do we factorize? We cannot write equal. Equal is always in the middle. So what do we write? Mm-hmm. So we satisfy condition 1 and condition 2 already, right? So from here, what can we say? So what can we say from here? So Rachel, what do we write from here? Mm-hmm. Or do we stop here? No. Why cannot stop? Because the a plus 7 is not because it's only a plus 7, right? What do we need ultimately at the end of the day? Which is? A. So how do we get A at the end of the day? Which is? What do we get at the end of the day? Yes, -7. Done. So how many answers do we have, everybody? We'll have 2 answers. What are the answers that we have? A equal to 0 or the end. Next, what's number 2? So for question number 2, what's the very first step? Does it satisfy?
No.
It does. Because the right hand side is 0. Then after that, what's the next step? How many terms is on the left? So have we learned 3-term factorization?
Yeah.
Go and factorize now. Your 3-term factorization and let me know what's the answer. Very good. You already got a plus 5 and a plus 5. Now, a plus 5, a plus 5, is it the same thing?
Yeah.
So do we write a plus 5 equal to 0 or a plus 5 equal to 0? Does it make sense?
No.
No. So we just need to write?
A plus 5 equals 0.
Yes. So for this case, we need to write down or a plus 5 is equal to 0. It doesn't make sense because they are the same thing. So for this case, all you need to do is just write a plus 5 is equal to 0. But do we stop here? Do we stop here?
No.
What do you have to do?
Find the value of the unknown.
So what's the answer now? The end. That's it. Next up, question number 3. What's the very first step? Is it 0?
No.
So what do we have to do?
We have to make it 0.
How?
First we expand the...
How to make it 0?
Remove it to the left hand side.
Now what do I write? Now what do I write? Continue. Then from here, what do we do? How do you expand? What's the technique that I teach using expansion? So rainbow from who to who?
X to 3x.
And what does it give me?
3x squared.
Followed by? Rainbow who to who?
X to negative 2.
What do I get?
Minus 2x.
Is that all?
No.
Then after that?
1 to 3x.
Yeah. And what do I get?
Plus 3x.
Mm-hmm.
1 to negative 2.
Mm-hmm.
Minus 2.
Mm-hmm.
Then minus 2.
Mm-hmm.
Equals 0.
Then after that, what do we do from here? So how do we go about simplifying?
We add negative 2 and
Yeah, so tell me what to write.
3x squared minus
It's not minus. Plus x, yes.
plus 4.
Not plus 4. It's not plus 4.
Minus 4.
Okay, so right now, once we get this, what do we do? From here, what do we do?
3x squared plus x minus 4 equals 0.
What do we do from here?
We have to find the value of the unknown.
No, we cannot find the value of x yet. No, look at the golden rule. You must apply the golden rules. What do we do from here? How do you factorize?
X.
How do you factorize? Okay, so after you factorize, what do you get again? Repeat. Mm. 3x plus 4. Uh-huh.
Open bracket x minus 1 close bracket
Uh-huh.
equals 0.
Okay, then from here, what can I say? So what do I write now? Yeah. What do I write now?
3x plus 4 equals 0.
Yeah.
Or x minus 1 equals 0.
Mm-hmm. After that?
So
Yes, that's all. So what's the final answer that I have to express? So the answer I write as? Mm-hmm. So x is equal to negative 4/3 or x is equal to 1. The end. Nothing difficult. Next, number 4. What's the first golden rule? What's the first golden rule? So it's the 0 on the right hand side. Okay, first golden rule satisfied. What's the next golden rule? So is it factorized?
No.
So how do we factorize? Yep. So do your 3-term factorization and tell me what to put in the bracket. Okay, so after factorizing, this is the answer you should get. And how do you continue from here?
4b plus 3 equals 0. Or 3b minus 1.
After that, how do I continue from here? After I write 4b plus 3 equal to 0 or 3b minus 4 is equal to 0?
4b equals to minus 3. Or 3b equals to 4.
Yeah, then after that? Yeah. So b is equal to negative 3 over 4.
Or
Mm-hmm.
b equals to 4 over 3.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, I know that my answer is actually equal to?
b equals to negative 3 over 4. Or b equals to 4 over 3.
Done. The end. So that's question number 4. So next up, let's move on to number 5. So number 5, just now I teach you. What does number 5 look like? Which special scenario just now that we just went through? For number 5.
The one where you cross multiply.
In order to cross multiply, what do you have to make sure of first?
The denominator is the same.
Nope.
Each cell only has one fraction.
So let's look at the left hand side. Is it only one fraction? Let's look on the left hand side. Is it only one fraction?
Yeah.
Is it a fraction? How do you make that into a fraction?
It's over 1.
It's not A, it's D. So how do you make it as a fraction? What's on the left hand side?
Over 1.
Then what's on the right hand side? Is it one fraction? Yes or no?
Yes.
So what do I do from here now?
I need to make the denominator the same.
No, you only make the denominator the same if there is no one fraction. Is it already one fraction on the left and one fraction on the right? Then what do you do now? What do you do now? Exactly. So if I cross multiply, what do I write now? When I cross multiply, what do I write now? Then after that, what do I have to make sure?
the right hand side is there 0.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to move the terms to the left side.
Yes, you have to move the terms to the left-hand side. So what do I write now?
6b squared
Mhm.
minus b minus b.
Very good.
0.
Yes, then what do I do from here? What do I do from here?
Then I need to
What do I do from here?
find the value of
No, we cannot find the value of the unknown. No, never. What do we do from here? What's the golden rule? How to factorize?
using 3-term factorization.
Exactly. So go and do your 3-term factorization now and tell me what's your answer. So after you get this answer of 2d plus 3 and 3d minus 5, what can you say from there?
3 equals 0
Mm-hmm.
or 3d minus 5.
Then after that, what can I say from here?
2d equals
Mm-hmm.
minus 3
Yeah, 2d equals minus 3.
or 3d equals 5.
Yeah. Then after that, you do not need calculator for this. It's quite simple.
E equals -3/2
Yeah.
or 3 equals 5/2.
Yes, the end. So do take note, sometimes certain school teachers want it in mix. They're very particular. They don't want it improper. So you have to change it to mix. Okay, so with that, we're done with question number 5. Next up, let's move on to question number 6. So question number 6, they ask you to solve. But this one is one step further because not just only you have to solve, they want you to give E in terms of F. So what does E in terms of F means? Means you need to make E the subject. Make E the subject means only the E must be on the left-hand side. The rest, especially the F terms, are all on the right-hand side. Clear so far? Okay, so same thing. Whenever we want to solve this, it goes back to fundamental again. We look at here, what's the first golden rule whenever we want to solve?
0 is on the right hand side.
So does it satisfy the first golden rule?
Yeah.
All right, so what's the next one?
Right.
Okay, go and factorize and let me know what to write inside the 2 brackets. Okay, so once you get this, from here, what can I say already? After I factorize to get 3e plus 2f, bracket 3e plus 2f. So what can I say from here?
3e plus 2f equals 0.
Now, they clearly say that they want to make who the subject. If they want to make E the subject, means who must be on the left-hand side. So what must I do then? So what do I have now?
3e equals minus 2f.
Then from here, I can say that.
E equals minus 2f
Just put 2f,
over 3.
done. So E is equal to negative 2f over 3. And that's all for question number 6. Now, the very last question, question number 7, you must put a giant star because question number 7 is a very popular exam question. In fact, it's tested in the one that we are doing right now, the review exercises. So first thing first is, whenever they say solution, take a highlighter and highlight out solution. So solution means X value. Means ultimately, you always want X equal to something. That is what solution means. So they tell you that X equal to 7 is one of the solution in the equation. And hence, can you see that they want you to find K? K means the one in pink, isn't it? So naturally, what will you do? If K is the unknown, you need to find. And they tell you that X is equal to 7. What will you do with that information that they tell you? So what do we have to sub?
X 7
So we sub x equal to 7 into where?
into X minus KX minus 2 equals 0.
Okay, so from here, what do we have? Okay, 7 square minus. Uh-huh.
Minus 2 equals 0.
And what is 7 square?
49.
So 49.
Minus 7K.
Mm-hmm.
Minus 2 is 0.
After that?
I do triple factorization.
No. There's no k square. You don't do 3-term factorization. What do you do from here?
Okay.
47 minus 47 minus 7k is equal to?
0.
Okay. Then from here, what do I put?
7 equals
Be very careful, Be very careful, huh?
minus 7
Yes, minus 7k.
equals minus 47.
Yeah. Now after from here, no need calculator. Very simple one.
K equals 27 over 7.
Exactly. Done. So with that, we're done with part A. Now we'll do part B. So part B say hence. Hence means you have to use the part A answer, correct? And they say find the other solution. So the other solution means what? Find who? Just now already went through. What is solution means? So why find K? We find K already what for part A. So why would we still want to find K? Does it even make sense? So what is the other solution means? Finding who? Exactly. So how do we go about finding X? So what do we have to do? There's a reason why they ask you to do part A. Very good. So sub what again?
47 over 7.
Who? Yes, so sub K is equal to 47 over 7 into where?
Into X squared minus KX minus 2 equals 0.
Yes. So now what do I write?
Plus 1 down. This is supposed to be here. Now X squared minus 47 over 7x minus 2 equals 0.
Okay, so what do you do from here? Can you see you want to solve, right? Your right hand side is equal to 0, correct or not?
Yeah.
Then what did I teach you? What do you do from here? Exactly. So what do you notice about this 3-term factorization as compared to the ones that we always do? Yes, there's a fraction. So this one is a little bit special from all the 3-term factorization that we do. There is a fraction. So there is a little trick you can do to get rid of the fraction. So in order to get rid of the fraction, what is the denominator? Exactly. So just times 7 to everybody. Done. So when I times 7 to everybody, what do I have now?
7x squared. Equals 0.
Exactly. Then from here, does it look like my usual 3-term factorization already? So go and do that now and tell me what's the answer. So after we factorize, we get 7x plus 2 and 7x plus 2 and x minus 7. What can we say from here?
7x plus 2 equals 0, or x minus 7 equals 0.
Yeah. And after that?
7x equals
That? X is equal to? Okay, but you need to be really careful. So read back the question again for B. What are they asking for? The keyword is other solution. So what is the other solution? Therefore, I can say that the other solution is what's the other solution? I'm gonna space, so I'm gonna write here. So what's the other solution? The other solution is, you must put a symbol called therefore. This is therefore. So therefore, the other solution is solution. So what? Other solution. Other. Other solution. Yes, so at the end of the day, the answer is just x is equal to minus 2 over 7. Can you see there are two answers? But the keyword is other. So we cannot go and write down x is equal to 7 because here, x equal to 7, they already say that is the solution. So that's it, the end. And with that, we have kind of mastered the basic of solving already.